He built up Cuesta baseball from scraps to state contenders. Now, after his 6th season with the Mustangs, Cal Poly baseball has the national spotlight, and their sights set on Omaha. PSI's Drew Bonadelli sat down with head baseball coach Larry Lee in this week's Coach's Corner.
You struggled a bit early on in the season, and you finish up very strong at 19-8. I think it was closing it out for a final record of 32-24. And how do you feel about the season, and do you think you played well enough to earn an NC2A tournament bid?
You know, we did start out really slow, and you know, we started out 0-5, then we won 10 of our next 12 games, then kind of struggled. Played a very competitive non-conference schedule against some of the best teams in the country. At that time, when we didn't get those wins, we really weren't that good of a team. Overall, how it finally panned out, a real productive, real quality season that our young guys can utilize the experience that they gained to really play their best baseball from now on.
And as you mentioned, a pretty young ball club that you had on the field this year, but the underclassmen, Thomas Eager, Wes Durrell, Kyle Smith, Brent Morrell, Schaefer, Saito, all getting Big West recognition as freshmen and sophomores. And going forward, as these guys continue to get better, what are you expecting from the team the next couple of years while they're here?
Well, hopefully we can, knock down that next barrier, getting a regional, bid. And this is the right group to do it with. We brought in a lot of high school freshmen. So expect big things. Usually that second year is when they really start to flourish. Probably a 90% probability we'll lose Thomas Eager, who's our best pitcher. He's a draft-eligible sophomore, and if we were to keep him, he would anchor our pitching staff, and that would allow us, a much better opportunity to compete. Especially, we had the 5th toughest schedule in the country this year out of 290-plus Division I teams, and next year it gets even tougher.
Grant Desmay, junior outfielder, he had the Big West Triple Crown, hitting over 415 jacks, over 50 RBIs before he got the wrist injury. And the Big West Player of the Year. Where does he rank in terms of the players that you've had the opportunity to coach over the 20 seasons or so that you've been around the game coaching?
Well, Grant's one of the best. He put up probably one of the best seasons anybody's ever had at Cal Poly. He was really locked in. He really carried the team on his shoulders, and he plays in a non-home run friendly ballpark, Baggett Stadium, especially at night where the air gets a little thick, and it's a 12-foot high fence, and the ball doesn't carry that well at night. So the numbers that he put up were great. I've had some outstanding seasons, but from a Cal Poly standpoint, from my 5 years, it's the best season that anybody's ever had, and it's probably one of the best, if not the best, season that a Cal Poly player's had.
You built up the Cuesta program starting back in the mid to late 80s all the way to 2002, and then now you're going into your 6th season here at Cal Poly. What are the main differences in coaching at a community college as opposed to at a university like Cal Poly?
It's similar in that we're in a non-metropolitan area, so it takes time to build a program. I mean, we didn't win a conference title out of Cuesta till my 4th year. Then we won again my 5th year, and then my 6th year we got to what's called the Final Four, which is the furthest you can go in community college in California, where 2 teams from the South meet 2 teams from the North, and then finally, by my last 6 years, it really got on a roll, and the program got pretty good. And it's similar to here at Cal Poly, where our recruiting base isn't Orange County or isn't the Bay Area, so it just takes a little bit longer. We're kind of like the Chicago Cubs. So, but once it happens, it'll be exciting, and it's gradually getting better and better. You
played some pro ball after your collegiate career at Pepperdine. Do you ever get tired of hearing that aluminum ping and just yearn for the crack of that wood?
Well, yeah, I mean, it would fit my coaching style more, and it puts more emphasis on coaching to where you have to use a small game. So it'd be nice to deaden the bat a little bit, make it more like a wood bat, and that would add some safety to the game and also add some strategy to the game.
This season, the Cal Poly softball team broke through to win its first Big West title in school history. The Mustangs advanced to an NCAA regional in Provo, Utah, where they were quickly sent home in 2 games. Senior center fielder Lisa Modulin earned Big West Player of the Year honors and was named to the Easton All-America First Team. In arguably the best season ever for a Mustang, Modulin broke the school's all-time marks for runs, hits, RBIs, triples, homers, and batting average. Quite a way to cap off a Cal Poly career indeed. As for baseball, the Mustangs sizzled to the finish line but were left out by the NCAA selection committee yet again. Cal Poly won 8 of 9 to close the season and finished 4th place in the Big West. 4 Big West teams made a regional, including 5th place Cal State Fullerton, who the Mustangs took 2 out of 3 from in May. Junior outfielder Grant Desmay earned Big West Player of the Year honors on his way to hitting for the Triple Crown. 2 other Mustangs were drafted on the first day of the Major League Baseball draft. Junior closer Evan Reed to the Rangers in the 3rd round, and sophomore pitcher Thomas Eager to the Cards in the 5th. The Cal Poly sports program's success over the last few years extends beyond the many wins and titles. A number of Mustangs are now professional athletes, making a name for themselves. Let's take a look at some recent alumni and their careers since leaving Cal Poly.
The first of 3 straight Buck Buchanan Award winners, Jordan Beck, will have a chance to crack the starting lineup this year. Beck, in his 3rd season with the Atlanta Falcons, has been sidelined with injuries since his rookie season. Chris Gokong was also plagued by injuries as he set out his entire rookie year last year. He is slated as a 2nd-string linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. Garrett Olson, former Mustang ace pitcher, is the closest player to making the big leagues. He's 3-5 with a 4.50 ERA for the Norfolk Tides, a Baltimore Orioles affiliate. And Jimmy Van Ostren is tearing up the Southern Atlantic League. He's hitting .344 with 5 home runs and 34 RBIs for the Lexington Legends.
Big West Player of the Year and Triple Crown winner Grant Desmay will soon be among the ranks of Mustangs in the pros. The Oakland Athletics selected the outfielder with their 2nd pick in this year's amateur draft.